go over some of our newer features and then also what's down the road for next year. All right, so this is actually not new, but it's new to our team. We're really excited about our page parameters gadget. I will show you here quickly how to turn the gadget on, but essentially it'll make, for those of you editing home pages or maybe wanted to change up the look and feel of the home page in real time and kind of see those changes, this is going to make it way simpler for you all, and we're very excited about it. So this is obviously the back end of my CMS window, and I'll just make this a little bit bigger for you all to see. Any gadget that we're talking about, we're going to talk about one other today that's coming down the pipeline. Gadgets will be found in this little plug icon, and if you hover over it, says Show Gadgets. So right now, the one that I have turned on is called Page Parameters. That's the only one I have turned on. If you want others displayed, and we're not going over those today, but just so you know how to edit them, you'll actually click this gear icon, and you could actually toggle on and off different gadgets. So in the future, we can definitely do a demonstration of some additional gadgets for you, but the one that we're focusing on today is page parameters, and that's the only one I have checked on just because I want you all to be able to focus on that one. So again, you can toggle it on and off just by clicking the check mark here, and I'll click save, and then I have my page parameters gadget. So gadgets are essentially tools that allow you, depending on what part of the website you're in, to make changes to that page. So for example, page parameters will be extra helpful for those who are editing home pages, because you could actually, like I said before, edit look and feel on the front end as opposed to editing on the back end and then double checking and seeing how it looks. So as a refresher, for those of you who maybe don't edit home pages or maybe not very often, to edit any look and feel of a homepage, you have to basically go into the back end typically. So you'll have to check the page out, you'll have to click multi-edit, you'll then go to parameters, and again, parameters as opposed to multi-edit. Parameters is essentially setting up the way it will look, and then multi-edit is adding in that actual content. So for example, you can change your feature area. So from an image to a video, you can, if you have a small image, for example, you can move the feature sidebar widget onto the left or right side. And you're doing this all in the back end, then clicking save, then kind of seeing how it looks. So this is really cool because you can actually see it in real time. So I will give you all a demo. So as opposed to doing all of that in the back end, I'm going to show you how it looks on the front end using the gadget. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just change up kind of what the feature media section looks like. So I'll just click this little down arrow, and you will essentially see every single option that you have in parameters in the back end here on the front end. For the most part, you don't have to, for example, edit things like titles, descriptions, keywords. Those are things that we actually probably set up for you when we built the website. So these you really won't have to change, but you totally can. Adding your tags if you like. And then this is really the cool, fun part. So our feature media type, I'm just going to kind of show you a few different options, and you can kind of see it change in real time. So for now, I have the feature media image, but let's say I changed it to large, and I want to see how it looks. So all I did was change the drop down to large, and I'll click save. And as you can see, well, obviously it's showing differently here, but it's changing up right here. Let's say we wanted to do a small image. I'll click save. All right, and as you can see, our feature media went to a small size, and then we have that sidebar widget that I was talking about. So let's say I didn't love the sidebar widget option I have here. What I can do, and I have these saved already as dependency tags, I can actually, you can search for it here with the dependency manager. I actually just have them saved already. So I'm just gonna change the sidebar widget, click save, and then it changes it right here. Okay, I actually don't like that either. I'm gonna try one more option. Maybe I'll like this one better. Copy paste, click save, and there's my calendar. So it's really cool because you can just, again, see it in real time. We haven't been able to do that thus far, or didn't think we could, so now we can. But let's say we want to change this back to you know, a full width image because we like the look. We'll click save, and it does it again in real time. right now, our horizontal call to action is hidden. As you can see here, it's not. It should be displaying right underneath the feature media, but it's not because it's hidden right here. All you have to do is click show and click save. And caveat for all of this. So I would recommend, if you do want to change things up, you do have to essentially add in that content on the back end. We want to make sure that everything is displaying here first. So let's say you do want to change between a video to an image to from a small image to a large image. Everything has to be here on the back end, but then once you change it, or excuse me, once it's in there, you can change it here on the front end. Here, I'll just show you this as well. This is kind of cool. You can go from image to video. We'll click save. And then there's our video playing. So yeah, super cool, a lot faster, I think. And then, you know, if you all wanted to highlight different things on your site, depending on the time of year, you could just have those kind of like preloaded into the back end with that content and then just change it up here. So really cool feature. Essentially everything in parameters can be changed here on the front end in the gadget. Again, here are our widgets, 1, 2, 3. We can change them up here. So again, if I wanted to maybe change this one up, it's going to be the same one. So you'll see probably a duplication. Oh, wait, no, I added in the same one. Silly me. So if you see here, we can change it. So again, you can see these are duplicated because I put in the same one. So yeah, that's how you can change those. And again, if you have any questions about this gadget, please put them in the chat, or we can talk about them at the very end. So again, just wanted to show you this gadget. You can change everything right here on the front end. So very, very a time saver, I think. So super cool. So that is what we're calling, that's what is called the page parameters gadget. And this is what it was in action. So hopefully you all are excited about that. And then speaking of home pages, we have one more kind of a modified section for you all. So we have, and for those of you who are using it, we have our highlighted content section. So typically, highlighted content section is just an image and then plain text. You can have a linked header and then either an arrow or a button link here. But we got some requests. This one is from the College of Business, where they wanted to be able to more easily modify one section of the highlighted content section. So we have two different options for you today. So we are able to, on the back end, if you submit an intake form, modify the highlighted content section to offer a WYSIWYG editor or that toolbar here in Edit, or allow you to add a widget on the other side. Please keep in mind, not every widget, not every tool in the WYSIWYG editor will be compatible with this setup. We are working on documentation now, and we'll have that to you very soon. So if it looks strange or is not displaying correctly, just let us know, and also that documentation will be out soon. Also, because you are requesting it through a ticket, we will also review what you have on the page, and if it's not really compatible, we'll let you know. So I'll kind of show you how to edit those. So I'll start with the WYSIWYG editor. So again, this is what we've already edited for you on the back end, so it will not display like this normally or as default. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to be working on the highlighted content section with the WYSIWYG editor. So just have to refresh my page. Okay, so this will also look different because up until this point, every single item on the homepage had to be updated in multi-edit. So there was nothing here on the front end that you could edit or have this kind of edit button until now. So we'll click edit. Again, just be mindful that not every single element will display here. For example, like some snippets and components might display incorrectly. So what I'm doing today is just updating it with text and links, so hyperlinks. So this is how I'm setting it up today. So they just had links to all of their different programs. So undergraduate, graduate, doctoral, and lifelong learning. So I'm actually just going to do 3 today, just so you can, for demonstration purposes. So this is just our plain text, copy and paste. You could even, write it out. So lifelong learning, just as you would do in a WYSIWYG editor on a secondary page. And then I already have my dependency tags copied here, so I'm just going to highlight this and just add a hyperlink. So, oh, that's graduate. That's the wrong one. Imagine that was correct. Here we go. And I'll just link 2 of these just so you can see, again, for demo purposes. So, you know, we can fold in here. We can add a bulleted list if we like. And as you can see, the more content that I'm adding to this WYSIWYG editor area, the larger the section is going on height. So also keep that in mind. So you don't want this to be so long that this highlighted content section is now taking up all of the real estate on your homepage. So just keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna actually go back to the way it was there. I'll just bold this for now and I'll click save. And as you can see, this is what it looks like in our highlighted content section. So this is the WYSIWYG editor option. Again, documentation will be coming soon in terms of what is available there. So this is our second highlighted content section, and we are talking about a widget chooser here. So it'll allow you to replace that content on that side with a widget. Again, some widgets will display, some will not, so documentation coming soon. Right now, it looks pretty ugly because this is how we had to edit it in the back end. So as you can see, this does not have that green edit button because you do have to edit this within multi-edit. So what it's asking you to do is to select the widget that you would like to display here. So I'm going to go back to multi-edit. I know that this is highlighted content section 3. This one has actually an extra highlighted content section. So for every other highlighted content section, there's not an option to select a widget, but because we modified it for you all, here is our select widget file chooser. Again, I have this widget dependency tag already copied, so I'm just going to paste it in here. Click save. Hopefully this works correctly. It did earlier. I'll scroll down, and here it is. So this was actually my news widget here for business insights, and so now that's displaying to the right side of the image on the highlighted content section. So again, not all are available, some will be available, but this is a really awesome option just to make these highlighted content sections a bit more flexible for you all depending on your content. So hopefully you all are excited about those options. We're gonna move on to social sharing, and that's gonna be, Wayne's gonna share that, his screen, but just wanted to kind of show you this slide before he shares his screen. But essentially, social sharing is going to be able to give you all more control over what content is shared on social sites. And we're focusing today on news articles. So Wayne, if you want to share your screen.
There we go. Good morning, everyone. So as Grace said, this feature it started off on our news templates as a great way to influence your social sharing, but it is now extended to other templates in the CMS. To show you kind of what it does or what social sharing is for example, I have a news article here, and conveniently for news articles, we have the social sharing icons right on the article itself. So if I click Facebook, it's going to generate a post in Facebook and pull in information from this page. You can see it's pulling in the main image here and the title of the article down here, and then I would put my message there I want to share with my people and post it. So what this feature does is actually give you a little bit more control over the image that it's pulling from the page when you do this share. So to show you where that is, we'll go over to Grace's test article here. Lovely manatee article. And what you want to do is you go into properties once you have the page checked out, and then go into parameters. And in the parameters section, you could also use her cool gadget that she just demoed. You can scroll down here and you'll see the social sharing section, and you would choose enable. And what that does is give you these fields that you can choose a social sharing image for. And that's something you would have uploaded that you prepared earlier. I'll show you on a different file pull there. So you'll put in the image that you want and then put in the alt text for it to help with accessibility for people that can't see the image. And then you would just save and publish. And when someone goes to this page and tries to share it, it should pull that image instead. On secondary templates, just to show you, it's very similar. Here I am on a secondary template. I go into properties, parameters, and it's down here. It's in a slightly different place on some of these templates, but it's in the parameters section always. Enable, and it also gives you some details here on in the helper text as to what the size is that's required. This covers most of social media sites, which is 1200 pixels wide by 630 pixels tall. It seems large, but it's for screens that have high resolution. It'll kind of downsize it a little bit and it'll look good. So that's the size you want to kind of stick to. So you'd put in there, same thing, save it, publish it, and then it gives you control over that image that it pulls. And that is the social sharing. You may also have heard it referred to as Open Graph. That refers to the tags behind the scenes that make this work. So if you have that in your mind, that's what this is referring to as well.
Awesome. I'm going to do a quick share back to my screen just to show them this one slide, and then we'll have you demo the next one. Sorry, guys, jumping around here. So Wayne's going to also demo our brand new YouTube Shorts embed component. So this is, I know, like an initiative that within our office, but also just what's trending is those YouTube Shorts, kind of opposite of landscape, kind of a portrait style video. And so this component is actually created so that these portrait style videos display better on the page, essentially. So you don't have, all this padding around it. It looks like it's kind of flowing in the page. So it's going to be available, it's going to be available on text gallery or an internal news article page. And it's going to be compatible only with YouTube Shorts videos only. So keep that in mind. You can't put a regular YouTube link into this component. So I will have Wayne share once more, and then he's going to demo how to add that to a page.
Yeah. Thanks, Grace. So here we are on our demo page. This already has some put in, but I'll go ahead and put an extra one in here. And you can see them in action on the page. In this particular one, we're using it in a 2-column format. So we put a snippet in there that's a 2-column snippet, and then we put these components inside it. I'm going to go to the edit of this page, and so you can see how it's constructed. As you can see, here's like our 2-column snippet. And if I click on one of these, I could edit it. But let me show you how to add one first. So let's say I want one in this kind of block of text right here. I can go down and then create some space for it and go over and click on my component icon here. It looks like a little atom. And this particular component is called the YouTube Shorts embed. Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. And then I'll click insert. And all it wants is the link or URL to the YouTube short. So I have a couple here I can choose from. I pulled these from the USF feed. And there's 2 ways you can grab this when you're in YouTube. You can either go up to the address bar and just copy what's in there, and that's fine. Or there's also a little share icon here that if you click it, it gives you another URL. They look slightly different, but both will work. So you can just copy it from there. Go in here, paste it. And that's it. And so you'll see the little pill, we call it, and that just represents the component itself. And once you save it, it'll appear on the page. And as Grace was saying, this was designed specifically to kind of make it fit that portrait format and center it in whatever content you're trying to put it into, or content block. And it'll appear there and have controls. There you go. So pretty straightforward. It came up, some user asked for this as a feature, and we're like, oh, this is great. And so we extend it to everyone else eventually once we test it. There you go.
Awesome.
YouTube Shorts.
Thanks, Wayne. Yeah, and that's a great point as well. We take your comments into consideration, obviously, so keep them coming. And yeah, a lot of the things that not me, the developers will create, I'm not smart enough, are based on things that you all are asking for. So thank you so much for you all's feedback. Excited about that. now we're going to talk about what's coming soon. I'll throw it over to Carlos for our very first one, which is our new access group gadget.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So, after some discovery work to take advantage of creating custom gadgets, we felt it would be helpful to quickly retrieve which groups of users have access to pages and folders. So that was the first time of us thinking about creating a gadget and testing out future uses of custom gadgets. So here's a quick description of our access group info custom gadget. So this one here is the way you use this is a user can navigate to any page or folder, and the gadget will automatically display access information. And also scope, scope meaning the relative URL of the page or folder that you're that is in view, and the number of users in the access group listed. The custom gadget will also show some complete list of members in the group listed under scope with their net IDs and full names. So that is the custom gadget we've created that's coming up really soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. And yeah, I think this will be great for those content managers out there who have to submit a ticket every time they want to see what users have access to a certain page or a certain folder. So this should alleviate that pain point, hopefully. So yes, thank you to Carlos. We're very excited about this one as well. You all have probably been asking for this, and we know that for years. So here it is. It'll be coming down the pipeline very, very soon. Okay. The next two are just kind of overviews of things coming in 2026. So I made this very, very clear for this one. We're going to be having for all sites moving forward to start rolling out February 2026 and kind of go department by department. So again, that's when the rollout will start, not when it will be completed. So please keep that in mind. Updated headers and footers. So if you didn't know what a header and a footer was on our current site, it's going to be this top area. So that'll look a little bit different, potentially call to actions and links might be a little bit different, and look and feel will be a little bit different. And then also the footer. That is all I can share with you today. Again, be on the lookout for those coming February 2026 and beyond. And obviously we will be in touch with the content managers of each site to let them know kind of that's coming for their website, just so you all aren't surprised by that. And also to caveat, the guts of your own site will not change. We are just doing headers and footers, but the guts of the main USF homepage will change. So mainusf.edu, our main homepage, will have a total refresh, and that's going to be launching January 2026. Very, very excited about that. Jessica Gray, our UI UX designer, did a ton of work asking faculty, staff, students what they wanted to see on the homepage. She gathered some great information, and we're really, really excited about that. Again, I can't show you anything else, but something to look forward to January 2026. We're really looking forward to those updates, and it's going to be a total refresh. So it'll look completely different, and really excited to hopefully just update content. We're really focusing more on that student experience, that community feel. Again, I won't go into any other details or I'll get in trouble. But otherwise, that is kind of wrapping up our presentation. It's a short one today. So we have plenty of time for questions or comments. So does anyone have any questions for us?
Grace, let me add one more thing before we jump into questions. I forgot to mention on the social sharing open graph stuff. That's always been available in our news templates. So any news article you go into now, past or present, you'll see those there. It's relatively new for our other templates like gallery pages, secondary pages. So anything new that you've created, you'll see those there. Older pages, you won't see those fields. So all you need to do is reach out to us and we can actually add those to a particular page if you wanted to share it, if it's something that's been established for a while.